Oh well, this is always what I've explained to people. You have 6 billion people down here on this planet who really are actually on your side, and you have about that much. Well, you have more spiritual energy that's on your side than you could ever imagine. So I don't think there's one angel only, but I think the way to kind of access everything that's in that psychic oracle epicenter, if it's there, is meditation. I just think that, for me, that was what worked, and that's all I stuck with, was just clear mind meditation, not visualization, just meditation. I think that's the easiest gauge. Sometimes people can tell you. I always usually see for clients one that's on the left and one that's on the right. The left is representing the energy that's being worked with today, and the right is like what everyone's trying to pull in on your behalf. But everyone's different. So, yeah. Anything else?
There seems to be a movement towards sustainable living.
Well,
Could you repeat that?
There seems to be a movement towards sustainable living. You were showing me the book earlier, and I think that actually is part of the process. I think a lot of consumption is done out of anxiety. And I think maybe even 50% of our life is disposable consumption. Women have a harder time with this than men ever do. Because the world down here is kind of situated to make sure that we're always consuming on behalf of the family and ourselves and everything. But I think that the more you are released from constraints, the more you move into like a natural frequency. You know, purchasing what you need, not outside of it. And in terms of that, you even have websites now like Recycle, where people are trying to trade amongst themselves because they don't really want to put unnecessary things into the landfill. You've got something that serves me, I've got something that serves you. And if you think about sustainable living, I think technology can enhance that. It can make living lighter in a lot of different ways. So I would put sustainable living in here like an energy advances because it's a shift in the focus of what's necessary and using a resource. And we have to pull that, well, you know, think about sustainable living. You know, we have to pull that off in the West because it's really being done everywhere else pretty adequately. Because people are struggling for resources. So they can hardly sustain themselves, let alone get what they need. So sustainable living is something that we have to perfect here, without a doubt. I'm not sure. Go ahead.
What do you feel about robots? I mean, that's coming around so much now.
Yay, robot. I want a robot.
Are they going to end up controlling us? You know how they think, but still we're...
I'm more concerned about like the humans that are trying to control us.
Yeah,
our destiny. I mean, honestly, you know, the real threat to me is probably flesh and blood. And, you know, I think too, like certain kind of robotic advances, a lot of times technology always looks very nefarious in the beginning. You don't understand it. And it's like they're trying to get a prototype of something that can be used and shaped in another way. So that same robot could end up being transferred into some relationship to an individual who's quadriplegic, or regenerating the body or function or whatever. But technology a lot of times in the beginning is really, really scary looking, but then it alters its shape. I want a robot to mop the floor. Bring it on, I'm a robot. Yeah.
So you said that you were saying something about YouTube. Is this going to be on YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. Oh, YouTube. And let me also just share with you, just kind of quickly. Some of you saw my video on YouTube about predicting Hurricane Katrina. And then also I saw a huge quake in Los Angeles that still is kind of on the horizon. But, you know, it's like Chicken Little. You can't call the government and say, I saw Katrina before it happened by name. You better listen to me now. Because, you know, you're just a crazy woman. But when you're shown something like that, it's like, you go, I waited and I was like, well, what does this mean? What am I supposed to do? And then I was shown everything to do. And one of the things that I was shown is how to take this iPod and program it and start singing to send energy to the vortex that would be that earthquake, to harmonize it. So I've been singing like an hour and a half, you know, every day, turn on the iPod, going down the expressway, thinking this is going to that quake that I saw. Because only I can do it. I'm the one who saw it. I have to be shown what to do. And also, technology like this, like the Mac frame, like all these computer networks operate on different levels. And Mac is the highest one up there. And it's also swamping and taking over the whole network. What I saw is you want more of that because it diminishes the effectiveness of HARP apparatuses. So this HARP technology that's being used to affect the weather, cause cataclysms, what you want is technology to continue to advance itself, swamp the grid, so that technologies like that can't be used the way they are today.
I mean, that somebody's
The whole
actually
hard
manipulating it to be destructive?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, China will outright tell you that they affected the weather to change the climate for the Olympic Games. They're on the board of saying, we use weather modification to make sure we have clear skies and no problems. And there's governments all over the world that have this technology. That's a whole different kind of beast. But yeah, and I'm quite often shown heart attacks before they happen. Everything that everyone thinks is a heart attack isn't really that.
So, have you seen anything in reference to Florida and surviving in 2012? You know, there are all these predictions of Florida being covered by water.
Yeah, no, I don't think Florida's going to be covered by water. I have known the last couple of hurricane seasons are going to be very moderate, nothing, anything kind of advancing. You know, before I moved down here to Florida, I was freaked out by the idea of a hurricane. I couldn't even get down here for like 3 or 4 years because I was like, this is Hurricane Alley, and I didn't want to come. But in the Vedic text, which I said before is very old, what it tells you is that the ultimate control of all the weather can be done through the human mind. Okay? And all of your aboriginal people throughout all the time, Americans in this country, Africans who walked all over the globe, they have all told you the ultimate apparatus on this globe is the human mind. Now people go out and rain dance and it rains. And if you learn about your own power, it is so easy to make weather move. It really is. I know 13-year-olds who know how to start fires. Just using their mind. They're insane. They're not using this bad in any kind of way, but they learned how to harness the energy. It's his brother and this guy and his brother in Baltimore. I mean, they've showed me doing it before. I'm like, you guys are insane. But they're just young and they're connected. So the mind moves it all.
So the answer is that you haven't seen anything in reference to Florida.
No, I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna be all right. Florida's big problem is it's such an ethically challenged state.
Such what challenge?
Ethically challenged state. This is a paradise of free-flowing ethics, and it has a grave impact on the way things are down here. But here we all are raising the vibe, so we can compensate for the government, I guess. But it's a very ethically challenged state. But it's actually, I didn't see like any major earth changes down here, anything like that.
What do you think this season's going to be? Mild, medium, or no?
I don't feel as good about this season as I have about the last two. I don't. But I don't see everything before it comes. You know, it's like kind of how it works is that somebody can say, you know, like you are right now. Well, what do you see? Well, if I haven't been shown